And I'm back. As you can see, the background is green and I'm wearing a kind of a coat now because we're gonna play the tutorial for CRGE and I'm gonna set it in a sort of post-apocalypse. Think Fallout or Stalker or I don't know, Book of Eli as far as movies go, or The Road. That kind of post-apocalyptic scenario where there's like nuclear waste and people fighting for survival and it's all very tough and gritty. So that's the world I'm gonna be going for. Now switching to my screen, you can see I'm setting it up. So you have the tutorial on this part. You have a couple of notes, blank notes for the moment. And you have my Word document because I found that writing it out when you're playing by yourself, it's a lot easier and it kind of makes a story at the end. It's like you've actually written a chapter through playing it. All right, let's look at the instructions there. This tutorial will walk you through a session of CRGE role-playing under the vignette framework. Awesome, that way we're gonna be able to make everything much clearer than the ramblings I did in the first part. So, it is slightly more heavy-handed in focusing the vignette. However, you should feel free to take control at any point and ignore the guidance. Cool. Pick a broad context or system. Well, I picked post-apocalypse. Otherwise, just use the real world. Quickly envision a player character for the context. Okay, I'm gonna have to think that one up. You can use your favorite role-playing system. We're not gonna use any. We're just gonna use CRGE for the moment, so you'll be able to see, you know, a more simplified version of using it, and one that will make it apparent what's great about this. Okay, so grab a couple of note cards or a sheet of paper to write down facts. All right. First of all, let me come up with my player character. So we're gonna be playing as Harold. He's a middle-aged man who survived the apocalypse. For the moment, I'm not putting any more details into the story because we're gonna roll for them on the Loom of Fate. I think that's gonna be much more fun. Okay, so step 1, write down the vignette's theme of being burglarized. Yeah, I've put it right up there. Wait, did I misspell it? Well, you're gonna have to excuse my misspellings, guys, because I'm sure I'm gonna make quite a few. Okay. Take 2 note cards. The first one is, what have we lost? And the second one is, who burglarized? Awesome. Now, create a scene by choosing 1 or 2 as a main thread and set the stage at 2 knowledge and set the location of the scene. Write this down on a scene note card, that one up there. Remember that the main thread is the one that you are mainly focusing on to move along in story fashion. Alright, gonna come up with a location. How about well, you know what? I'm gonna roll for it, actually. Let's get to the Loom of Fate. So my first question, does Harold have proper shelter? let's put it that way. The way you put your question might affect the thing quite a lot. So I'm just gonna say, does he have a proper shelter? I could have gone with, does he have a home? But I suppose that's kind of a weird question to ask in the post-apocalypse, because I don't think anyone really has a proper home. So proper shelter, basically, does he have food and water? Does he have all that sort of thing? Or is he more like, you know, living under like a sheet of metal in an alley or something like that, you know? So I'm gonna throw the 100 dice. Oh, I rolled out. Okay. I've got 63. That is yes. 63. Yes. Arrow lives in okay, let's ask a follow-up question. So okay, so that's a mechanic I didn't explain before. In this game, they use something they call the surge counter, which helps you go to the more unexpected results. It, you know, puts a little bit more surprise in the game. So whenever you throw the dice on the loom of fate, if you get just a plain yes or no answer, then you have to put a surge counter. So it gives you a +2 or a -2 depending on if you're above or below 50. Let's say it's been like 3 rolls that I just had a plain yes or plain no's. So the next roll I'll have like a plus or -6. So say I have I roll 80, then it would become 86, which is yes and onto knowledge, and then it would be a special answer, and the search counter would come back down to 0. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, I'm gonna roll again. My question is gonna be, does Harold have a source of water? Alright, we're not even in the first scene, but I wanna make it random to spice it up. So 84, and we have +2 since the last question was just a plain yes. That puts us at yes and. Awesome. So my search counter will go back, right? Normally you put it on the D20 to keep track of it, but there's no 0 on the G20, so there, it's at 1. Okay, so does he have a source of drinking water? Yes, and this is gonna reinforce this. So I'm gonna say Harold lives in an old pumping station that still has working equipment. Good. This is really setting the stage now. So now let's start with the first scene, the exposition, and I'm gonna go with what have we lost as my main thread. What have we lost? Location, pumping station, and underneath will be any kind of information I discover. Awesome, awesome. Let's put that one aside. So what have we lost? Okay, I'm gonna go with a very cutting question straight away. I'm gonna ask, was it a power source? Because I'm thinking, hey, he needs a power source for his pumping station to get water. So if it was that energy source that got stolen, then yeah, you better find that one again. Was it an energy source? Let's see. 86. Wowee. Yes. And okay. I know. He got his energy source stolen, and he also got his weapons stolen. That's what we're gonna go with. So in this game, they kind of tell us to go with your gut. If you roll and then you have this eureka moment, thinking, ah, I know, that makes sense, then they tell you, yeah, you should go with that. And if you don't really have a eureka, then you can keep asking questions to kind of figure out the contours of what that could be, like what the meaning of those answers could be. But I have a gut feeling, I have a strong gut reaction. He got his power source stolen, as well as his trusty carbine. Alright, so this is not boding very well for Harold. Okay, let's see. Because we're not far from having answered everything, but we could figure out a little bit more about the power source. So I'm gonna go with the final questions, perhaps, for this scene. The question is gonna be, was it a nuclear power source? Because the implications of this question could drive the rest of the campaign, could drive the rest of the story. So let's see. What do I get? Oh. 7. Yeah, with no surge, because last time we got a special answer. No but. No but. It would be something powerful. No but. What if it was a wind power? Maybe he had a wind turbine and he got his propeller stolen? I would have steal a propeller. No, let's not go with that one. Oh, I know. Let's go the Mad Max way. Let's say it was petrol. He got his petrol stolen. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so Harold got his last fuel cans stolen. There is no way of starting the pumps or the wagon now. I made sense of the answer I got, but I felt like adding a little bit of info, right? So now Harold, okay, he lost his fuel cans, but he can't drive his wagon anymore. So with just that question, I had this gut feeling that, let's also give him a car. Wouldn't that be interesting? So now he's stuck on three fronts. It is really hard pressed. No more fuel, no more car, no more weapons. Well, though he might have some weapons. So let's see. Does Harold have another weapon? Surely he should have one, right? Otherwise, he'll probably have to find one in the next scene. Well, we'll see. I don't have a search counter. And 72. 72, that's just a normal yes. Thankfully, the chief didn't get his trusty pipe wrench. Cool. So now I would end the scene. So let's just go through what I crafted live. Using the Loom of Fate, we determine Harold is a middle-aged man who survived the apocalypse. He lives in an old pumping station that still has working equipment, but he got his power source stolen as well as his trusty carabine. He got his last fuel cans stolen. There's no way of starting the pumps or the wagon now, but thankfully the thief didn't get his trusty pipe wrench. Awesome. So now I would note, so no more fuel for pumps or car. Harold has a car, which is called the wagon. Harold got his carabine stolen. Harold still has a pipe wrench. We would also put all these facts here on this note card. Basically, this part lets you keep track of when the information was found, when you ask those questions, and then the threads themselves, it's if you come back to them, right? So we didn't answer anything about who burglarized us, but I have a feeling that we would know more about it in the next scene, right? Because now that's the only way you can go. So I'm gonna wrap this video now. I just got done doing the first scene of the tutorial. We developed the story of Harold. Now he has to find his fuel cans, and he has to get by with his trusty pipe wrench. In the next video, I'm gonna finish up the tutorial. We're gonna go through the rising action and the climax with Harold. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope I made you discover this awesome tool by Zach Best. As I said earlier, I got this on drivethrurpg.com. I'm not affiliated or anything. It's just that's where I found it. It's a pay what you want. You can pay like $5 and get it. It's tons of fun. I'm sure if you like RPGs, you're gonna find a awesome use for it. I definitely love it now. And basically, I'd love to hear from you. Alright, in the next video, I'm gonna finish up Harold's story arc. But I'd like to know if you'd like to see me doing more of that kind of content. And of course, this is bare bones. I would make it a little bit more lively, and I could bring miniatures in. I could do some fun editing. I could do a whole bunch of things that could make those CRGE adventure, kind of a fun thing to do for me. So, if you like them, like and comment. Tell me what you think about this idea. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.